How's it going, everyone? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. And first, I want to say thank you to each and every single one of you. Man, this channel only a couple days ago had like 40-something subscribers. We're now up to an even 60. Thank you so much for helping this channel to grow, everybody. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Smash that like button, of course. Comment in the comments section below. It really helps the channel to grow immensely. Thank you so much, everybody. I cannot believe we're already at 60 subscribers in a very quick amount of time. So thank you, everyone. Anyway, I wanted to talk about this two-pack that I have right here. And arguably, in my opinion, probably two of the most cartoon-accurate representations of their television counterparts. We're talking about Transmetal Megatron and Transmetal Optimus Primal from the Beast Wars TV series. Now, this is the Takara version, and let's get into checking out the box first. So let's get these guys out of the way. The box is beautiful. I mean, this thing is just amazing. It's got the little hologram right there, and you have all that nice Japanese text. You know, there are some trading cards, even though they're bouncing around in there and they're kind of messed up. I mean, it's a fairly old set. I mean, how old is this already? Like 20 years old, something like that. So, but anyway, you know, you got all the artwork in the back right there. You see Transmetal Megatron all geared up in his T-Rex mode with the purple head. And then, of course, we got Monkey Bot right there on his surfboard. I mean, out of all of the Transmetal sets that I've seen, and I've only owned a few of them over the course of my life. I mean, I used to have a really, really big Transformers collection when I used to live up north. But, you know, life happens, and I was forced to sell everything, and I only kept a couple pieces. This is an example of the two pieces that I actually kept from my original collection. They are just amazing. And I mean, I tell you, when it comes to cartoon accuracy, these two knock it out of the park. I mean, today, now we got stupid gimmicks like 18 different heads, 14 different hands. Basically, with these guys, you got what they came with. So, with that being said, let's get Monkey Bot out of the way. So here's Transmetal Megatron. Now, again, this is a Takara version, so the colors are a little different than the American release. Fortunately for my copy, the chrome hasn't really suffered in any way. The chrome is still nice and fresh. However, over time, the plastic has got a little soft, and you can see a little bit of wiggle right here on his arm. And there's just a little bit of wiggle on this arm here. But otherwise, he's really maintained his structure, so to speak. Now, I've tried the floor polish method. I've also tried the crazy glue method. But unfortunately, there's really nothing that I could do to fix this. But, you know, his articulation is there. You know, he's got the elbow bends and everything like that. He's got the up and down. His head does swivel, though it's very, very tight. He does look up and down. He's got that grimace on his face. If you guys have been watching my shorts, I've been really, like, making a parody of this guy. But he does bend at the elbows. Unfortunately, he doesn't go up any higher because, of course, of the transformation here. You know, he kicks, he goes forward, he goes backward, he bends at the knee. His foot does move up and down, but this is more for transformation than anything. Excuse me. He's got his roller skates right there. But, I mean, it is a really, really remarkable figure. And here we have his laser tail. And unfortunately, with my fat fingers, I have to like really dig in there. He's got like a little grip that you basically just stuff that in his hand. And there you go. He's got his tail weapon. I mean, you can't get any more accurate than this for the time. Now, the original releases of the first Beast Wars action figures, arguably, Optimus Primal would be, I would consider, the most accurate out of all of them, though he was a massive figure, and he had the faceplate on, and you had no ability to, like, change his face, you know, because in the cartoon, he was mostly represented with his mouth. But the original toy, unfortunately, you know, he had a dedicated faceplate that you couldn't do anything about. Of course, it had the stupid mask gimmick, but that was probably the most accurate out of all of them. Arguably, maybe Rat Trap, maybe Cheetor, but a lot of them were just wonky and the proportions were wrong. But, excuse me, once you got into the realm of Transmetals, the accuracy really ramped up. So what I'm going to do here, the transformation is very easy. I'm going to do this on camera. So there's really nothing to it. You know, basically you flip all this up, You unpeg the backpack, take his arms, flip them around. Basically, you kind of have to do like a little fold of his arms, like so. Then, if I remember correctly, you take this piece because that becomes part of his tail. Drop these guys down. No, actually, I'm wrong. This whole assembly should go this way, so I apologize. So that whole assembly goes that way. That little piece goes right there because that becomes part of his tail later. Then you fold these two components down. Flip that guy around. Get his legs to come down like so. Move his little T-Rex arms up front. You got to lock down his head. And then essentially take his tail and just lock it in with these little pegs that are right here. There's like a little hoop. The hoop can give you a little trouble sometimes, but oops, got it backwards. So this should go here, and that should go there. Like I said, the tail could be the worst part of this whole thing, but I mean, look at that. He looks just like he would in the show. I mean, even though you got a little bit of kibble right there on his chest when it comes to his arms, you can actually fold these around, but it really doesn't look all that great. I'm going to do that right now, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to undo all of this. You can kind of hide his hands, sort of. So let's see if I remember how to do this now. So you can kind of get them to disappear if you move them around in this configuration, though I wouldn't recommend it because you kind of have to force them in just a little bit. But if you really want to hide those hands, you can do that. So again, you have to peg everything together, lock the T-Rex head in, take his little propellers here, and then again, the tail is going to give you the most headache because you kind of have to like force it in. But you know, like I said, goodbye to his robot hands, and you can do that if you choose to. So, and then if you want to go into his triple changer mode, you just fold out his feet, and then you got his propellers right there, and now he's in his flight mode. Very, very easy transformation. But, you know, again, I'm kind of roughhousing this thing. I don't recommend you roughhouse it because over time, you know, mine, you know, has a little bit of flex in it, and the plastic has got a little soft. You guys have to remember that plastic does have a shelf life, so be a little careful. Don't roughhouse yours like I roughhouse mine. Oops, see, like how I said it comes off easy? So, kind of have to like, really, really get it on there. I recommend maybe a little bit of silicone before doing this. So, but yeah, this is the biggest pain in the butt of the transformation because once you do that, like everything starts to become a Pandora's box. You kind of have to, but I'm trying not to do that. So if you get it to peg in like that, leave it alone. But again, there's Megatron in his flight mode, looking cool. I only wish that, you know, these actually moved around like they do in the cartoon or the TV series. But again, the engineering for the time is not that bad at all. It's fairly cartoon accurate. Again, like I said, with the exception of his arms, if you don't want the robot hands to show as far as the kibble's concerned, you can do this. But again, you kind of have to force it a little bit into that position. So, but otherwise, I mean, it's a fair representation of you know, what we saw on TV. So, and then we come to MonkeyBot. So we have his really odd little, I guess, drinking mug. It looks like a beer stein, right? So, but, you know, you just stick it in his hand, and there he's got his beer stein shooter, you know? But, again, the Takara version, the colors on this are a little different and a little bit more vibrant and a little deeper. So, you know, if you want to engage his weapons, basically you pull this whole assembly down, if I remember correctly, and then you have this. And then basically you take his hands and you kind of like, there's nothing really to latch onto, but you kind of just take his hands and you do that, and then you have his double cannon mode, which we saw in 1 or 2 episodes, especially when he became Transmetal Optimus Primal. So, but, you know, you can do that configuration, and then, of course, you know, when it comes to the transformation, all of that is going to come forward anyway. But, you know, he has his 2 maces here, which he does have on his back in the show, which is really ingenious storage of his weapons. So with that being said, the transformation for this guy too is fairly simple. So we'll start with the hands. You kind of like unpeg these two. Oops, you don't want to do that. Again, like I said, the plastic on these are really soft, so just be careful. Unfortunately for me, like I've got big hands, so I'm not gentle. So you take these, flip them, close them. Do the same on this side. Open it, flip it, and then close it. Then you take his arms, rotate them backwards, like so. Then take this whole assembly, put it up, and then his chest splits in two, just like that. Then you hide his robot face, and you take the blue gorilla face out. And then, of course, you could probably anticipate what has to happen next. So this whole assembly turns around, like so. This then becomes part of his body, and then you take these flaps, and then they basically become his waist, like that. And then all you really do is just take his legs and turn them backwards, and then he's got his little monkey feet right there, and boom, Gorilla Bot. Very simple transformation. And then if you want to get into his flight mode, you just got to put his feet in the wrong direction, kinda, like so. Flip down this part of his hoverboard, turn them, and then you have to configure all of this so that it kind of like flattens out like so. And then you got these two pegs here. You take the pegs, put them together like this, and that's it. Monkey mode now has a surfboard. So there you go. Even though it's really hard to balance, I've only done this like 1 or 2 times to get him to like balance on that surfboard, but you guys get the idea. So that's his flight mode right there. I mean, considering the engineering for the time, I mean, these things really, really knock it out of the park as far as their beast modes and their robot modes. Even the transformations are very similar to what you see on TV. I mean, if you want to talk about show accuracy, these guys got it right. So if you're able to get these, I do recommend getting these. Just be careful because, like I said, the plastic does tend to get a little weak over time. I clearly have issues with my Transmetal Megatron in his robot mode because some of the pieces are loose. And even though I use floor polish and crazy glue, it didn't really help. So just be careful if you find these in this condition. I mean, they're really, really amazing. And fortunately for me so far, I have no issues with the chrome. And as you guys know, Transformers of that time had real heavy-duty issues with chrome with fading and stuff like that. But I really don't mess with these too much. Once I get my shelves built in my living room, which I haven't done yet, I'll be putting these guys back on display. So I really don't handle these too much, with the exception of this video, of course. But yeah, I still need to get my shelves built. I still have my stuff in boxes, unfortunately. So it'll be some time before I give you guys some proper reviews of the stuff that I got. But little by little, I've been digging through them, and I saw these guys. I was like, all right, what a great way to get back into showing off some of the stuff I got. Again, these guys are remarkable, fairly show accurate. Actually, they're extremely show accurate, and the engineering is pretty good for these. And they're not all that different than their American counterparts. The color differences are minimal. I mean, the color differences with these guys, they're much darker, but much more accurate in my opinion anyway. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel to grow. Until next time, I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. Excuse me, as you guys know, I don't script my videos. Thank you so much. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. And I'll see you soon.